Hello, my name is Dr. Rhonda M. Wood, and we are broadcasting live here at the Leadership Experience Tour at Michigan State University in Detroit, Michigan. I'm super excited today. There's so much excitement in the air, but I'm particularly excited because I get to sit down for an exclusive one on one interview with the phenomenal Valerie Yvette Peterson, who's actually here from Portland, Oregon. Valerie, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Rhonda. I'm so excited. This has been a time that I've been waiting for quite some time. So I'm very
Yes.
excited to be a part of the Leadership Experience Tour.
Well, we are happy to have you.
Thank you.
And before we jump in, can you tell our audience just a little bit more about who you are and all this greatness that you bring to the world?
Absolutely. Well, I am Valerie Yvette Peterson, as you mentioned. I'm a poet, a playwright, an author, an inspirational storyteller. I've been in the field for about 35 years.
Wow.
I have about three short stories out that's been published for many years, and a lot of my poetry is included in about 5 or 6 anthologies. And what I do is I have a coaching program through my organization, Project Cocoa, which is a nonprofit organization that teaches poetry writing, spoken word recitation, public speaking as individuals navigate leadership in various areas of their lives, whether it's in their homes, whether it's on their jobs, in any capacity of life, teaching them the power of words and how that can transform their lives.
Wow. Okay, we have to dissect some of that a little bit.
Absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
first of all, can you tell us how did you get involved in this work? I mean,
Mhm.
poetry and playwright. I mean, that's awesome
Yes.
and gifted.
Yes, I love it. I think it started when I was very young. I mean, we're going way back to when my parents had me in church and 4 and 5 years old doing speeches and doing Christmas plays. I think that was the beginning of it for me. And then as
Mhm.
I got older, I just found a love and a desire to be in front of people. And then from that, going through life's challenges,
Mm.
just living life, you learn to find ways of coping. And so for me, I added the things that I was taught as a young girl and my love for poetry and just created a strength for myself. And so because of that, I help other people that are also facing challenges or just wanting to succeed in whatever area of their lives, and how poetry writing is more than just pretty words on paper. It's more than
Wow.
just rhythmic flow in terms of spoken word. It really can help guide you and create a map of how to live with courage, to command respect in different areas of your life.
Wow, I can hear the poetry even in your responses. Can I just say, like, your words are just so
Oh,
artistic?
thank you, Rhonda. Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about Project Coco?
Project Coach Coco, excuse me, is creating opportunities, creating outcomes through action.
Okay, so it's an acronym.
Absolutely. And it's a nonprofit organization that teaches poetry writing as we navigate effective leadership. I do master classes. Most of my in-person courses are in my hometown of Portland, Oregon, where I do small classes, I do group work, I do workshops. I go into organizations and we do opening sessions. We do leadership training. We do like onboarding workshops. And it's all from the perspective of leadership, and it's from the angle that I take with poetry writing be the crust of how a person is beginning their process of connecting with others through community. So I've been doing that for about 15 years, and I'm
Wow.
hoping to grow that as time goes by. So, and I'm hoping that the Leadership Experience Tour will give me a lot of that foundation to be able to open the doors.
Awesome. So I know here at the Leadership Experience Tour, you are actually going to take the stage this weekend.
Absolutely,
And
yes.
so I've heard some amazing things about
Mhm.
your presentation. Can
Yes.
you give us just a little teaser?
Just a little
Just a
teaser,
little
yes.
tease.
Well, what you can expect in my presentation is an opportunity for you to think about the strengths of your life,
Mm.
to make a comparison of being a leader and how that connects with being a soldier, and how that connects with our fight and our wars that we that all of us find ourselves on battlefields of life. And
Mm.
so you'll hear that, and you'll hear that in a poetic way, and you'll hear that in a way that can hopefully promote strength and encouragement for anyone that's listening, whether it's here in Troy, Michigan, or virtually.
Wow, I
Mhm.
love that.
Absolutely.
And so I have to ask, so you're already doing some amazing things and you're clearly very gifted at it.
Thank you.
And you are going to take the stage this weekend. And so what's next for you?
hmm
What's
Well, my hope is to complete my fourth anthology, or rather, my fourth published piece of work,
Mhm.
to include some of that into an anthology. I'm going to continue the quest for strengthening my organization. My hope is, as I stated, that this opportunity that I'm in now with the Leadership Experience Tour will open greater doors for me so that I can reach a broader audience, so they too can use poetry and use spoken word to guide
Mhm.
them in whatever area of their lives that they're working on and that they choose to enhance. Mhm.
Absolutely. As we close out our interview today, two final questions.
Okay.
One is, what are some last words of wisdom, or can you share sort of how poetry, um, how does it help people?
hmm
Hmm.
I think when I ask that same question of people, the first thing I get a lot of pushback, or people will say, well, I don't write poetry. I don't know how to write poetry.
Mm,
And so my first question to them is, are you living?
mm,
And they'll say, well, of course. And so I said, poetry is life.
mm,
Life is poetry. And whatever life you're living, regardless of what it is, that can be a way for you to connect with a pen, connect with a piece of paper, and write down your life. We're all authors. You sort of hear that cliche that we're all authors of our lives, but it's
yes.
so true. So use poetry as a way to define who you are. You don't have to have some big, brilliant, traumatic story of living.
Mm,
It's whatever your walk has been that's true to you. If you write it down on a piece of paper, you may seal it up and put it away for weeks and days and years, but you go back and grab that piece and you keep writing, you keep adding to that. And over time, you'll have a beautiful piece of writing that only you can connect with. And then what I do, I help people, poets, after they've written their piece, they stand and I teach them how to perform their piece. I teach them how to add the power and the emphasis to their words. And people are amazed at what they hear. And so it's something that I find great value in, and I hope that others will find that value to connect with us.
wow. Oh man, this has been awesome. So speaking of connecting,
hmm
I have to ask the question I know our audience wants me to ask, and that is anyone who's like, hey, I want in.
Yes.
Anyone who wants to work with
Mhm.
you or just wants to follow you, follow your journey, how do they do that?
Well, if you're interested in following me just in general, you can look on any social media network, Valerie Yvette Peterson. And if you're interested in my poetry or my spoken word, you can find me on all streaming platforms where my spoken word is available. Valerie Yvette Peterson as well. And ValerieYvettePeterson.com is my website, and you can get all that you need to know to connect with us so that you too can be on your poetic journey.
I love that. And on that note, folks, Valerie, thank you so much for
Thank you,
joining us
Rhonda.
today.
Thank
It's
you
been a
so much.
pleasure.
Absolutely.
And thank you, audience, for joining us today as well. Remember, poetry is life and life is poetry. I
Absolutely.
love that. We'll see you again soon on the other side. Bye for now.